We're back for part 2 of our Safelight test. Last time we looked at how to conduct the test, and this time we're going to put all of that to the test with different Safelights to see how they function.
Welcome to the Naked Photographer, where I'll be exposing myself. No, I won't. That sounded better in my head.
The Safelights that we're going to be testing this time, again, my Thomas Duplex sodium vapor light, this time with the vanes fully open. It's going to be a much brighter light. However, that's what I use when I do these videos. So I want to kind of see, is it going to ruin my paper if I actually print that way? Normally, I'll make the print ahead of time and then go through the steps again, recording another brighter Safelight in order to show you what I'm doing. So this test will show me, can I do it with the vanes fully open? We're also going to test the standard Kodak OC Safelight. Now this is a brand new filter and a 25 watt bulb in a standard Kodak housing. We'll also test a red LED bulb. Now this is actually Lowe's house brand. It says it's a 3 watt bulb, non-dimmable. However, it is fairly bright, so we'll see how that functions. We'll also test a red LED rope light. Now these are being sold right now because it's the Christmas season for outside decoration. But a lot of internet forums will have people saying that they are using these very successfully in their darkroom, and it's quite bright. So we'll see, is it too bright? And are they also getting maybe a false positive on their test? So we'll see if this functions fairly well. And then, speaking of internet, one of the other things that I'll often see on forums are beginners wanting to know if they can just use their iPhone with a red photo setting. So we're going to test that today as well to see if that gives us any kind of usable result. Alright, so this is the same print, the same result from the first video, the Thomas Duplex Safelight with the vanes fully closed. Now contrast that to the same Safelight with the vanes fully open. You can see here that my 1 minute is fine. My 3 minutes, however, not so good. My border is clear, but I have exposure, a buildup of density in both the exposure before the Safelight and then after. So this is like a burn, and this is like a pre-flash. Not a good result there. And then here, I can actually see that the white border is getting dulled, as well as severe density. You can also see that the burn is actually more severe than the pre-flash because this has already reached the threshold and surpassed it. The Safelight exposure has a greater impact than here, where the Safelight got it up to the threshold. I actually just passed, since I can see a density line. So vanes fully open. Not a good setting for this paper. Now that is the setting that I use when I make the videos here. So I have to take extra precautions or just use movie magic to make it appear like I'm printing. But it's the only way that I can get the video bright enough for you to see what I'm doing in the darkroom. So vanes fully open, not a good idea in a small darkroom. Okay, so here is the Kodak Safelight with the OC filter. Let me get out this shadow here. So this is also a good result. Just like the Thomas Duplex with the vanes fully closed, I've got my gray patches. They are uniform top to bottom. That's 1, 3, and 7 minutes. Perfect. No fogging in the border. So this is a good result. This is exactly what we want to see. Now, my setup with this is a new OC filter in the Safelight with a 25 watt frosted bulb, and then the light is pointing up towards the ceiling and bouncing off at least 4 feet away from the paper. If you're going to have it pointing towards the paper, then you need to have it with a 15 watt bulb. So just make sure you're putting the appropriate wattage for what you're using. So this works. Okay, so here we have the red LED screw-in light bulb. So it's a standard light bulb. Let me see if this shows up all right. Yeah. So gray patches are not uniform. The exposure before the Safelight, I can clearly see the 1, the 3, and the 7 minutes. There's a line here, there's a line here. For the exposure after the Safelight, I can barely make out a difference between 1 and 3. Definitely between 3 and 7 though. So I do not see any fogging in the border. So this would give a false positive test on the coin test because there is no fogging even up to 7 minutes in the white border. But clearly I can see if I were printing this, my highlights would just be dull. I would not get a nice clean highlight like I'd want to, or even a mid-tone is already starting to get dark. So this is not a good type of bulb to use. Here is the red LED rope light. So again, just like the other red bulb, I can clearly see 1, 3, and 7 minutes. On this side, I can also see 1, 3, and 7 minutes. So the rope light, even though it was 4 feet away, it's just too bright. It's already fogging the paper. I don't see, however, any border fog. So again, it would give a false positive with the coin test. That means I would think that it's okay because it's not specifically fogging the white border, but my highlights definitely dulled in both pre-flashing and burning. So not a recommendation. the iPhone. What can I say? Don't use an iPhone. Don't use an iPhone. As you can see, the Thomas Duplex Safelight, it may work perfectly closed down, but opened up gave me not exactly ideal results. So not going to be good for printing the actual prints. Now, Kodak Safelight worked perfectly. So this is a known quantity. We already know this should work, and it did work. So I certainly feel confident recommending something like that. Red LED bulb didn't work nearly as well as I had hoped. The light was just far too bright. It gave us fogging after 1 minute, so I cannot recommend this, especially since we can't dim it. Now, I'm going to hold on to this because I may be able to use it for lith film and ortho film, because those are red sensitive a lot slower than paper. I might be able to use it for that rather than the dim Safelight that I use now. So I'll test that another date and see if we can use it. Also, not a recommended product. Again, this gave us far too much fogging after 7 minutes and even noticeable fog after 3. So can't recommend this. Maybe there's other rope lights out there that do work, but at least this one easily find in a Lowe's or Home Depot. Not going to do it for us. So wouldn't recommend that product. And finally, the iPhone solution, no, didn't work. So sorry. Anyway, thanks for watching again. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll get more darkroom and general photo products out to you.